Usidhani kuwa sisi ni madaktari. We are here to meet our great guest. Karibu sana.
Asante
Yes,
sana.
tell us more about yourself.
My name is Evanson Wamugunda. I am married to just one wife. I have kids, indeed 3 daughters. My firstborn is a teacher and currently in Austria. My secondborn works with the Madison Insurance Company, and the third born is in Britain. That's where he's hustling. I am a teacher by profession, having worked in many institutions in Nyeri County and outside Nyeri County. My first station was in Machakos district, Kaumoni Boys.
Yes.
Then I moved to Bishop Katimu Gadu Girls. From Bishop Katimu Gadu Girls, I went straight to headship, FT Nyamu. From FT Nyamu, I went to Gataragwa Secondary School. Then it was a mixed school. Converted it into a girls' school, and therefore I kicked myself out of the school. Went very, very briefly to a school in Odaya. I can't Kagonye Secondary School. Still as a head teacher for 1.5 months. Then moved to a Darasha Boys High School. Did my 4 years. Was transferred to Gakarara Secondary School for 4 years. No, Gakarara I did 7 years and converted it to a boys' school because it was a mixed school. Eventually went to Gekodi Boys. It was mixed. I converted it into a girls' school. Retired after having worked for 32.5 years, and I retired as a chief principal. That is my past.
Wow.
Yes.
I hope you've heard. He's a converter in so many ways, and with so many acolytes known to him and also known to you. I hope most of you have heard for 32 years, even before wengine wetu tulizaliwa. He's been here, alive, and also leading. Now, why are we here?
I believe we are here because I do a bit of farming, and you would wish to know a little bit about this farming that I do. Yes.
And when did you start?
Thank you. Before, I knew all along that one day I would retire, and therefore I had to prepare myself for a retirement. And I didn't want to come home and idle around.
True.
I needed to keep myself busy. And just like I've told you, my name signifies a bit of farming.
True.
Not just a bit of farming, but a lot of
Farming.
which I try to live up to my
name.
to my name. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, follow us, that you may see what you're talking about.
Okay. Now behind us is what we call a brooder. Initially, we used to buy 1 month old chicks, and they were very expensive because we were buying one at 310 shillings. So we thought we could buy them when they are 1 day old chicks. Then brood them before we can take them to the chicken house. And we are supposed to take them to the chicken house when they are between 4 and 5 months. So what you see behind us is a brooding house. And we brood them, like I have told you, for up to 4 months. After that, we transfer them to the chicken house. Yes.
And how many chicks can this house contain?
This chicken house will do not less than 1,000 birds.
Wow.
Yes, 1,000 birds.
Up to 4 or 5 months.
Up to up to 4 or 5 months. After that, we transfer them to the chicken house. Yes.
Oh, wow. So this is not just a small scale farming, it's large scale.
It's large scale, I would say. Yes, it's a large scale.
That is awesome. I hope you've heard that this is the first step in your beginner. Kwa wale ambao hamuelewi, this is the first step to having the good chicken and also having the good chicks. 4 to 5 months, then they are taken to the chicken house. Follow us. And now, since you rear birds, which type or which breed do you rear?
Thank you. I breed the red leghorns. Yes.
Wow. For which purpose? Should it be for meat purpose or should it be for laying eggs or what?
It's specifically for laying eggs. Yes, I've never tried for the meat. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That is awesome. So prepare, guys, to see so many eggs, to see the layers of the eggs. Ndo tuweze kujua mambo zaidi.
We have to disinfect our eggs before we get into the chicken house. Yeah, because we don't want to carry bacteria with us to the chicken house because that would be detrimental.
Okay.
Yes, to the business.
Okay.
And once you disinfect, you get into the house.
Okay. From the brooding house to the chicken house, tumewasili. After disinfecting, we need now to know what happens here.
We have 2,081 birds. And they are of different ages. In fact, we have 2 rods. Now on this side, we have the Aga lot, which is at 230 days. If you want to know the number of weeks, the number of months, you divide the number of days by the number of days they are in a week. 4 weeks make a month. So you can be able to tell how many months they are. Then the older lot is on the other side. And it is 460 days.
Wow.
If you want to know how old they are, then again you do the conversion. Yes.
Okay.
And there is a good reason why it has to be done that way. If you dispose of all these birds at once, and you bring in a new lot, you require a lot of money. One, buying the chicken, the chicks, and 2, feeding them up to the 5th month when they start laying. It is a lot of money. That's why we have 2 lots, a Aga lot and another lot. The Aga lot helps us take care of the chicks when they come, to bring them to the 5 months when they start laying. I hope you get the point.
Yeah, I get it. And I can see that you've got a very interesting system.
Yes.
Whereby they seem to be in cages.
Yes.
As such. And why this? Why the cage system?
Now let me start by saying that there are 2 types of rearing chicks or chicken. There is the deep litter system. That's where you spread the sawdust on the floor, and the chicks would eat, drink, and rest from the floor. Are we there?
Yeah.
That is the deep litter system. Then there is the cage system. And why I went for the cage system is because it's less laborious. You do not, the water system is automatic. Mine is simply to put the food, their feeds on the troughs. And this can be done by just one person. Indeed, I have only one farmhand who does all this job. Again, when you look at the way they lay their eggs, you start from one edge to the other edge, unlike in the deep litter system, where you have so many cages from where you got to go collecting the eggs from, or they are strewn all over the chicken house. So this one is specifically to limit, I mean to reduce the labor factor,
Okay.
which is costly.
Okay.
Mm.
And so, in each cage, how many chicken do you have in each cage?
Now, in each cage, let me first of all make it clear that this is what we call a cage. Are we there?
Yeah.
And it is in two parts. There is the front part, there is the back part. And each part holds the same number of birds. Then it has units, and this is now a unit of a cage.
Okay.
And each unit holds 3 birds when they are mature. When they are young, it can hold as many as 4. But when they are fully grown up, you can't go to 4 because you deny them the space, and they require that space to ease their movement. Yes. So a cage will hold 96 birds, and it is in how many levels? 4 levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. And the same is true on the backside. Yes.
Wow.
Again, maybe this is important. You can hear the birds making some funny noise.
Yes.
They'll make funny noise, that kind of funny noise, on 2 accounts. One, they are hungry, so they want to be fed. Or there is a stranger in the house. Yes. Maybe you need to know that.
Okay. I now understand.
Yes.
So, nyinyi ndio mmefanya kuku walie. Msiseme ati ni hawana chakula. They are well fed, lakini nyinyi ndio mmefanya tuje hapa. So now, let me ask. Now that we've got feeds here, why are they here?
They are here because these are the consumers. Proximity is the reason why I keep them here.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't just keep for the layers. I keep for the growers. I mean, for the 3 levels, depending on the age of the birds. I'll keep the chick mash here if they are too young, up to 1 month. I'll have the growers mash up to a period of, up to an age of 5 months. And then I'll have layers when they are ready. This is the stuff for their feeds.
Wow.
But for now, I have those that are laying. That's why I only have the layers. Yes.
And now, do you buy feeds from a specific brand, or do you have to give the quotation of the specifics that you need? As per the food quotations, I need a certain amount of calcium, I need a certain amount of proteins rather, or how do you go about it?
Okay, thank you. Now, we don't go by the ingredients of the feeds. After all, we are not an authority in that. We can only be an authority if we are manufacturing our own feeds. We would have the food details. And without the details, then we have to buy ready feeds. And there are very, very, very many companies that supply feeds. Layers mash, growers mash, chick mash. You have to go for the company that gives you the best in terms of the feeds. Like for us, it is Jumia, right? Jumia feeds. But Jumia feeds is when they start laying. Before they start laying, we have another company that supplies us with the feeds. We either take Extreme. Now, Extreme is a company that manufactures its own feeds because they are large-scale farmers. If we don't buy from those ones, then we buy from, I'm forgetting the company, but it is very good for chick mash and growers mash. I am not, I've forgotten the company. Do you remember it? Okay, fine.
On a daily basis, how much food do they consume?
On a daily basis, they will do 4 bags. 4 bags.
How many kgs?
That is 70, but that's 280 kgs. Yes. Mm.
Okay.
That is per day, not per week. Now the cost of the 4 bags is 14,600. Yes. And feeding is not negotiable. Drinking water is not negotiable. So you have to pay your water bills, and you also have to pay for the feeds. Yeah. You can. They cannot eat a day without water or without feeds. Yes.
Let's walk along as we talk.
Yes.
Now that you've spoken about the watering system, how do you ensure that it's effective from morning till evening? The automatic watering system.
I said it is automatic. Out there, you will see some 2 tanks. Now, those 2 tanks are meant for 2 things. The smaller one is when I want to medicate them or when I want to give them medicine. The larger tank is specifically for the water that they use for drinking. Are we there?
Yeah.
And from the water tank, there are some reservoirs. So the water will flow from the main tank to this pipe, through this pipe, and then from here flows to the reservoirs. The reservoirs that are supposed to serve each level for this line of cages. Get the point?
Yeah.
Now for this other line of cages, these are the reservoirs, and they are supplied by the same pipe. Yes. So it's junctioned over there for this line of cages, junctioned over here for this line of cages. Yes.
And now, to install such a big chicken house with cages, what did it cost you in the beginning?
Let me say this. We have 22 cages. Now each cage then was costing 35,000 shillings. So if you multiply 35 by 35,000 by 22, that should give you the cost. Indeed, if they are 30 and each one of them is 35,000, that gives you what? We can do some simple.
Yes,
in fact, since we have calculators, I think the easiest to give is 770,000.
Almost a million.
Yes.
Okay.
And when you buy the cages from the cages seller, he comes and installs them for you. You only need to have the chicken house. Yes.
And now, the whole venture into chicken farming, is it profitable?
Yeah, I would say it's profitable because at the end of the day, we are able to make some not less than 7,000 chickens. Yes. Yeah. In other words, it is the number of trays of eggs they lay. Multiply that one by the cost, the market price, which is 400 as at now. Then you subtract from that the feeding costs. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. And you don't fail to make your 6,000.
And so,
a day.
How many trays do they lay in a day?
They do 50, not less than 54 trays. 54 trays a day. Yes.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yes.
And now, to the young people, they may wonder why layers and not broilers, why not other chicken, but layers specifically.
All right. Now, why we went for the layers is because if they are of age, and there is no ready market, then they will start eating from your pockets because you have to sustain them, right?
Yeah.
If you are tired of the layers, you just call those people who deal with the hotels. They come and buy the whole lot at once. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know, they are the eggs. That's the business we do.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And from a personal point of view, I understand that the egg layers can also be sold for meat.
Yes, they can. Yeah.
So it's a double entry.
It's a double entry in the sense that when they grow and they are laying at less than 60%, you sell them as meat. And one bird will go for something like 700. Now, if you have 2,000 birds like we do, and each is going for 700, then you have a clean 1.4 M. Sit 1.4 M, yes, 1.4 M. That's what it means.
Wow. I know for the young people that probably are willing or thinking of venturing into farming, what advice would you give to them?
One, I would wish that they start small, as we started it in a big way. Because buying the cage, like we have worked out the mathematics, is not cheap. Putting up this structure is also not cheap. Indeed, it is anything between 1.5 to 2 M. That's not little money for a beginner. So I would advise the young people to start it via the deep litter system, to use that as the method. It will be less costly, and you know, it will afford them a chance to keep a little bit more birds. That's what I would say. But let me say this: when you go the layers way, you not go wrong. People eat eggs, and in a big way, and therefore you never go wrong. You have the eggs, and these birds will lay for not less than 18 months. Are we there? So if you make, let's say, the 6,000 shillings every day, multiply by 30 days a month, multiply by 18. By the time you dispose them off, you'll have made good money. Yes. Yes.
And now, as a father also, for the young men out there, probably seeking advice, what advice would you give to the young men?
It's not a very easy question, but I would want to say this. Some of them are employed. The best for them is to invest this that they are earning. And you know, earnings differ. There are people who earn fat salaries. There are people who earn meager salaries. Whether meager or a big salary, invest part of that money. It will give you more than what you are getting from your employer. And like I say, you don't have to start in a big way. If you want to go the cage system, start with 1 cage. It's manageable. Start with the 2 or 5 cages, and then with the time you will grow. Are we there?
Yeah.
You will end up buying the so many number of cages you want, as long as you have the space and you are able to put up the structure. If you are a Kibarua person, don't think about the cage system. Just do a chicken house, sawdust, right? And provide for the laying cages. Okay? Do your 100 chicks. Slowly by slowly you will go. If you don't misuse that money that you are earning from the 100 that you have started. Yes. Are you there? And I would advise them. They give it a try. We are normally very busy, very busy, selling those eggs here and there, collecting the eggs, And again, they are the droppings. Are we there?
Yeah.
It's Monday. If you don't sell, you have that small farm. You make it more productive
True.
than it has been in the past.
True.
So there are all those advantages. Yes. Yeah. Of going the chicken farming. Yes.
As you've heard, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And today, you've heard it from the experts. We have a very special guest who has joined us on set, and she'll be able to tell us who she is so that we can know her more. Karibu sana mama.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, fine, thank you.
So tell us who you are
Yes.
and where we are.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Magdalene Wamgonda. My husband here is Mr. Wamgonda, and we are at Kimathi Estate Campus Estate, and we are in our farm, our poultry farm. We are just within our compound. Yes.
Okay.
So karibuni sana. Karibuni.
And a word of advice to the young ladies. What would you tell them? Now that we've heard for the young men, what would you tell the young ladies?
Yes. Mine is to say that it's always good to have something that you can do, something that gives you an extra coin or a coin, because it doesn't have to be extra if you are not having another job. This kind of job that we are doing with the chicken, the layers, is a good job. It's something that can be done by almost anybody, because it's not a very difficult job. It could be labor intensive, it could be financially involving, but it is an easy job. You can do it and still do some other small jobs within the family setup and within the home. And it is something that we have found very, very interesting and very, very good to pursue.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So karibuni sana. And for the young ladies, even when you have a baby to take care of, you have a husband to cook for, you have anything else that you do, you have your small shamba to take care of. This is something that you can do, because you don't stay with the chickens the whole day. You do their attention is timed early in the morning. Then at around 11 early in the morning, you feed the chickens and you move away. Then you come back at around 11 to midday, collect the eggs, and then in the afternoon at around 3 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock, you feed them a second time, and you are done. You're done. Other than the day when you have to clean the chicken pens, the rest of the time you are free. You can go to church, you can go to chama for your chama activities, provided the chickens have some security. And it is something easy to do. Anybody can do it. I can feed the entire chicken pen myself, if the food is available and it's at home. Yes.
Wow. Another stage whereby we'll be collecting the eggs, and Mr. Wamgonda here will introduce to us whoever will assist us, so we can be able to collect the eggs as per the order. Yes.
Thank you very much. He is David. He is the farm hand, and his work is solely to do with the chicken. He will feed them. He will ensure that they have the water. He will ensure that the eggs are collected, and he will even ensure that the cages are clean. Like you have seen, he has put the droppings together, because they have to be removed and they have to be taken to the disposal point. So David is his time. I mean, it's David's time to collect the eggs, and I think my wife is also out to help him collect the eggs, and you can go on with your job. Yes. you also join me.
As you can see, I've got 4 different eggs. One that seems to be flamboyant, one that is too small, one that is in good shape, and another one that has got a crack. We need to understand why this has to be as it is. So kindly briefly explain to us, why do you have one that seems to be wobbly
Okay.
when touched?
Thank you. Now, an egg will be intact if it has a shell. This is a shellless
Egg.
egg. And you don't miss such anomalies. Something that is away from the normal. There are times when some of them will lay eggs that have no shells. Why? I may not be able to explain. Then there are times in course of laying, when they have laid for a period of time, when they will lay very small eggs. It lasts for a while and then goes. They start laying normal eggs. That one must be prepared for. And must not think that there is something wrong with their chicken. No, this is normal. It's a stage that they must go through. Then we have this that has a broken shell. The eggs must roll to get to the collecting trough. The trough for collecting the eggs. It rolls from where the chicken is down to the trough. It's made of mesh wire. And the mesh wire, of course, is stiff. It's a hand. Depending on the speed, if the egg is at a high speed and knocks the mesh wire, then it will break. We collect close to 1 tray. Let me call it 1 tray of broken eggs. Us as a family, we don't feed on the eggs that are okay. This is what we feed on.
Okay.
Yes, and they are okay. Maybe as you leave, we shall give you some so that you can attest what I'm telling you. Yes. Okay. So that's why you'll have 4 different types of eggs. Yes. Some very tiny, and again, when they start laying, they don't lay the normal eggs. They start by laying small eggs.
As such.
Bigger than this. Yes, slightly bigger than this. And then as they age, they start laying big enough eggs. Yes, the normal eggs.
Wow. Okay. Kama walivyosema mchagua jembe sio mkulima. And as you've seen, different levels or different eggs as we have here. Different challenges along the way. So you never know. Probably you're in this stage, you're either here, or you're here. That is it from the Wamabundas. And I was your host, Martin Jeff. Adios.